Hey guys, welcome to the ServiceNow world, and today we will discuss like 5 ServiceNow updates and best practices that every ServiceNow developer should know. So before discussing the best practices, we have to know like maybe you don't know what is the update set. So an update set is a group of configuration changes that can be moved from one instance to another. This feature allows admin to group a series changes into a named set and then move them as a unit to other system for testing or deployment. So maybe in interview also they will ask like what is update set. If you able to define like what is update set, then maybe their next question is what are the best practices we have to follow for creating an update set, for moving in an update set. Okay, so update set, you can say like update set is a group of configuration changes that can be stored in a named set, and which helps to moving our changes or configuration changes from one instance to another instance. Okay, and then after that, like second question will arises like, okay, you know the updates are right. So what are the best practices we have to follow? So this thing, I think this video is not important from the interview perspective as well as whatever you're doing development in your day to day like life. Then also at that time also we have to keep these practices into the consideration. So without any delay, let's go to the next slide and see what is the first best practice we have to follow. So the first best practice we have to follow, that is updates at scoping and management. So we have to remember we have to work within right scope. We have to create a dedicated update set for each application scope. Let's say we have one story, one user story is there, and they are like multiple. You have to do the changes in multiple scope. Okay, in that case, you have to create update set in their specific scope. Okay, scope in the sense yeah, application scope in the sense let's say one changes is in a global scope, another changes in your like whatever the custom application you have created, there you have to make the changes. So like in that case you have to create two different update set. Okay, and the third point here is that like for multi-scope projects, create a base update set in global and link scope update as a children. So let's say you have the like a multi-scope update sets are there. Let's say in 10 different is a 10 different update set you have created are 10 different or like 20 different like each scope have ones, maybe some having 5, some having 3, some scope having 7, something like that. Okay, so what you have to do in that case, you have to create one global update set. Okay, make them as a parent. Okay, and then you have to link all your update set which are in other application scope, link as a children update set. Okay, now move to the next best practice. So second best practice is that writing clear and informative description. So let's say when you are working on a story, I started working on a story. So when you're creating an update set, okay, so what will be the name? So name will be like you put some story number or whatever the requirement reference number is there, right? Put it, and they are like, what if the short description is too long? Okay, what we need to do? You have to take a extract 2 to 3 words which will informative, okay, and put it in the name. And complete short description of the story you have to put into the update set description. Okay, so that's here I've written add start with a story requirement reference, or add a short note on what was created or updated. And for example, I've given example as well, like SLA for incidents. Okay, so maybe they have given the long short description that having like 10 to 12 words, but you don't have to put all 10 to 12 words in the update set name. You have to put at least 2 to 3 words. You can extract it from the short description, which is will be a self-explanatory. Okay, now we are moving to the third best practice. So that is review before completing. So let's say like you are done with your work, like whatever the changes have been requested, you already completed with that. Okay, before closing the update set, you have to review your update set. So what is you have to remove? Like you have to remove double check the captured update set. So like whatever the updates got captured, Okay, you have to double check it, like whether that is in right scope, it not, because sometimes we have forget, like what we have done. Let's say like we're making changes on a global scope. The same time we selected another application scope, and we make the changes. Okay, and by mistakenly that got captured in global scope. So when you are trying to commit in a other higher instance, then it will create a problem in the sense like it will throw an error, right? Then you have to resolve it. Okay, and remove unrelated or experimental changes. So it means that like sometimes we are doing some testing. Okay, and let's say we are some making some changes, and those are experimental changes, means that is not required, just for our understanding to get the exact logic or right logic. We have to make the changes, right? So what we need to do in that case, we have to simply remove those changes. Okay, third is that be very cautious with the delete updates, only include intentional necessary ones. So whatever the delete updates are there, not to move, not to move. Okay, in like any of the instance, rather than what you need to do, or not to delete that as well. Okay, you have to move those delete updates into the default update set or their related application scope. Okay, now we are moving to the fourth update set best practice, that is preserve history. So like once update set is complete, don't reopen it. Okay, and for changes create a new version for save update set. That is example is incident underscore SLA v2. This products integrity and traceability. So let's say like you have created one update set, you have commit to the test, and tester have tested it, and they found some defects or like some enhancement we need to do. Okay, so in that case, what you need to do, you don't have to reopen it that same update set in dev. Okay, instead of reopen it, what you need to do, you just create a different version of same update set. Okay, and then you can start working on it. So it will helps in protecting the integrity and the traceability. Let's say like if anything goes wrong, so we can easily trace it. Okay, so now we are moving to the fifth update set best practice. So that is use update source for migration. So so what happened, like in interview also, I have seen like most of the time, like they will generally ask like how you are moving your changes from one instance to another instance. Okay, so there might be like two possible answers. Is that one is like you can say like you just simply close the update set and download the XML file and move to the higher instance. Another one is what they are expecting, I think. So in my perspective, so they are expecting like second possible answer is that we can configure the update source, and once we done with the update source, once we configure the update source, we can directly pull all the complete update source from the lower instance. So let's say like for dev, we have configure update source in test. So in test, we will go to the update source where we configure this dev credentials, like dev connections. Okay, we just pull all the closed update set. Okay, so we don't have to like juggling, like don't have to download the Excel. Let's say like 10 update sets are there. In that case, if you are not using update source, we have to what need to do for the 10 update set. We have to download all the 10 XML, and then after that we have to upload in the retrieve update set, and then preview it and then commit it. So instead of that, we have to, rather than uploading it, we simply pull all the complete update set. So these are the 5 best practices which I have listed in my slides. But these are not the limited, like only these 5 practices are there. More than that as well is there. So I don't want to make the video long. That's why I put only 5 only. So other than that, I like you don't have to merge the update set. Okay, and if you have the multiple update set for the single story, okay, we have to prepare a run sheet to specify the update set order, put the proper naming convention. So these are the other updates and best practices are there, which I have not listed in this video. So I think you got it. And if you still have any doubts, or you still thinking like any other updates and best practice which I missed it, so you can just write in the comment box. Till the time, thank you, God bless you all.